Alright. We're going to start up in just a second. Just waiting for something that I was downloading and moving around to finish up. It's probably going to be a pretty quick stream when we jump in, because the only thing we're really going to be doing is the affinity stuff that Landon really wanted me to try to get to, and we'll see if we can grind the last few levels to level 99, although no promises on whether or not we actually get that done. I'm not sure whether the Dark Generic Castle or the Hidden Lab would be a better place to grind for those levels, but we'll get there when we get there. I just want to test something out. You know what? Actually, I think we can just go ahead and start. So here we go. So I didn't even bother charging my battery for my controller. We're back with some Lexine's quest. We've got one last stream to do, and it's gonna be a fun one. Oh, my thing finished. Okay. Let me see if that. See if that properly downloaded. So, if I remember correctly, we go to the Church of God Knuckles over in Vitor City. I like how Landon included like that last little bit purely just to have an airship in the game, because he really didn't have to have the airship in the game, but he felt like it, so hey, kudos to him for that. Okay, cool. Looks like the patch did indeed get applied properly. I was getting a patch for Final Fantasy Tactics War of the Lions so that I can like access a bunch of cool stuff that's usually locked behind the multiplayer, and just stuff to smooth the experience out, because it is a long game and it is a bit flawed on the PSP, so having a nice more like quality of life upgrade is pretty cool. Alright. Let's take on the trials. Cannot take any party members with you. You don't get experience for battles. Make wise choices with stronger one. Yep. Okay. This castle is under attack. Find the key to get to the second floor. Only problem is that there are two towers. One holds Queen Lindsay and the other holds Misaka. Team up with either Ayase or Tori to save one of them. Alright. Oh, there's a fire. Okay. Well, Lexine is extremely overpowered for this part, so okay. But I'm doing alright. I've just been playing a lot of Final Fantasy Tactics today. I like how it still does the little sound effect for like ticking the experience up, but like you don't gain experience, so. Oh. Oh, that was a close one. He almost caught me. What do we got? We got a castle key. Okay. Oh, please don't. Please don't. Oh god, he's following me. Oh god, he's still following me. I don't want to fight you. Not that I can't beat you, it just... Huh. I wonder if that rock can actually be, broken with my... Or if there's a switch or something for that. Because if that was meant to be broken with the... Okay, never mind. I'm gonna say, if that was meant to be broken with the, We got Tori. If that was meant to be broken with the pickaxe, that would have sucked. Oh my god, there's so many of them. Oh. I guess we have to fight them. How goes it? So far so good. We are doing the affinity side quests. We just got Tori. We're making our way through a burning castle. Hey, we got Misaka. Okay, that was one of them. Go ahead and save. Ooh. We're in like a little temple. Okay. I can see now why you really wanted me to go back and do some of these, because these are actually very different. I was expecting more of the same, but you actually got a lot of stuff going on here. You got a burning castle, you've got some ruins. You even got like a little bit of a cutscene of them walking and talking. Like what? I'm not like anything. Keep walking left until something happens. You know, going right for a while will get you to a goal. Well, sometimes in a dimension is like a ray. There's like a starting point and then it goes on forever. What? Well, you see, a ray has a fixed starting point but extends in one direction for eternity. Huh? Let's say you pointed off somewhere into space. You could travel that direction until you hit the edge of the universe. This is hurting my head. Maybe you shouldn't bring this type of stuff. Sorry, I didn't mean to talk a bunch of nonsense. You know what? We gotta be in true Lexine fashion. You're being mean again. You brought this on yourself. Have we passed that pillar before? Which one? All of them. Considering this map is on an infinite loop, yes. You know, this isn't much of a trial. What's the goal of this? For the player to make choices as to which of the two of you he, or in a very rare case she, would like to have a strange attraction to. Wait, so there are people who are attracted to characters who are not even real? That's strange. What's wrong with those people? Not sure, they have their own reasons for doing it. I think we shouldn't talked about this anymore. We'll end up insulting our one player. We should still be nice to them. Well, this is cool. You got like a bunch of questions. Uh-oh. Well, that's a problem. That is a problem. Whoop. Not sure what to do, but that is clearly not gonna be able to pass through here. So I guess we're stuck. Well, I guess the only other thing we can do then is just go grind. We will restart the game. At least we got one of them done, but yeah. Looks like we can't finish the other ones. The screen went black, but then never faded back in again. So it was like the same thing that few other problems, like the same thing that happened to a few other things earlier in the game. Because it faded out after the event where Tori said to talk to Ayase about something, and then when it faded out, it just stayed that way. Let's go to the Dark Genera Castle. It's not raining because we didn't go through the spot where it was raining. Alright, let's just fight some enemies, do some grinding. Assuming we can get some encounters. There we go. I like how now that I want encounters, they're like, now. Oh, I forgot to change my party. I forgot that it like when you come out of the trials, it like resets your party to those 5. Oh well. Are we gonna get a Project 211? Aw, poor Alice is asleep. Alright, well, we can change our characters again. Let's put Nalala in instead of Linda, and then instead of Jade, we'll put Arista. Alright. Ayase's still level 89, so that might be a little bit before we can get her up to level 99. Yeah, we'll just mash through that. Oop. I was hitting shift by accident instead of Z. They didn't have Ace Attorney in yet, but I did get my Frog Detective. Oh! So that's where you are. Or were. Let's do that. Oh! She got a second action. I forgot that I have that thing on her, so she gets like extra moves. Probably fill up Tori's MP a bit. What has everybody been up to these past few days? It has been a few days since we last streamed this. We got the second action again. Nice, nice to both of you. Man, I'm gonna have to really look at the changes made to this hack for Final Fantasy Tactics that I ended up applying. They didn't change anything like drastically, but they did like add quality of life improvements in a way that like I'm gonna have to look at what they changed, because they changed enough. Like in the base game, you usually would get like job points at like a certain rate, but in this hack, they, well, let me finish what I was going with this. And the base job in the base game had an ability that let you gain job points faster. Well, this hack just makes that just a thing that happens without any job classes or job abilities or anything. So you just get job points faster. And then the other base class that you would start with, it had an ability that let you once learned go like around the map to find like hidden items, but they put it so that you can just do that normally as well. So I'm gonna be able to not have to use those on characters, and I'll be able to add like extra abilities in their place, so that'll be pretty cool. There's a bunch of other changes on this hack too. No time to fix it, but everything looks like it should have worked. Yeah, I don't know why it didn't progress. It didn't let me go forward. So that's a shame. And I doubt changing my answers is going to change anything on that front, so I guess we're grinding. I'll probably switch up the areas that I'm grinding at just so that we can get a little bit of variety in here. Probably go to the hidden lab for a little bit as well. Send me a save file so I can test it later and I'll work on a patch. Okay. I will save the game in just a moment. Let me just finish this. Probably not that you will play it on stream, yeah. If you're not able to get it done tonight, then we're not going to be doing it. Though, I mean, maybe. I don't know how many of those events were there left. Like, I could maybe throw in one last stream. I thought this was going to be the last one, but I maybe will do one more if there's like if there's enough stuff there. Because I was only on the third one. Like, I literally just did one event and then went in to do a second one. And that did not work. But I guess I could just try it again just to see if, like, for whatever reason. Yeah, hold on. We'll finish this fight. I should have done the save after the other fight, but we'll finish this fight. I'll exit out of the area. We'll see what we can do. Now it's raining everywhere. The airship breaks the laws of the weather. It's still raining in Bytor City. Oh goodness. Oh my god, it's still raining. It's raining inside! No! Oh god. Oh, it's raining in the church. Okay. Alright, let's try this one more time. It's raining in the cutscene! Oh no. Oh no. I'm just gonna mash through this one. I'll be nicer this time. Yeah. Same thing happened. That is unfortunate. Okay. Let me just send that file, save file to Landon. No, actually, I might as well... do a... Let's try and actually get out of here in a way that, let's try and fix the weather. There we go. Let me sail back to Bytor City. I'll do a save so that way there I'm like right near where I gotta be for Landon. Alright, we'll save right here. I gotta find the correct... There we go. Let's go back to the hidden lab. See how tough the enemies are now that we're in the 90s. see how long it takes for us to get into an encounter. I know he lowered the encounter rate so that all the backtracking around the area was more manageable, but now I want encounters. There we go. There's one. Got a very tanky tank. Okay, I think that the experience is at least as good here as it is at the final dungeon, so we'll just switch tracks because I remember climbing up a lot of levels when I was doing this area. Ooh, boy. That is gonna mess me up. My, because of the patch that I did on tactics, they had, like, reorganized the list of skills, and I specifically had one skill learned by, like, most of my units so that they could do something if they couldn't, like, reach a target. And that's just, the skill, stone. You just throw a rock at something. But they changed the spot that it is in the list, but that doesn't change the slot of the move you learned, so I have a different skill learned. So I have to relearn that skill for everybody. Or at least for everybody that didn't have the new slot for it. Which is not really a big deal, because a lot of the stuff was made quicker and easier to do, so... I'm all for some quality of life upgrades, even if it comes with a little weird caveat. Okay. Try and get another battle in here. And then we'll go to see if there's another dungeon we can explore and do some grinding in. There's not a whole lot of opportunities we have really to grind at this point. That, at least at the level that we want to. We're already in the mid-90s, almost, so... Painful blow. That's... I'm guessing that was supposed to be what it says for a critical hit, even though I'm healing instead. Getting slightly closer to a level up. I did not notice that. Good catch. I'm kind of setting up the AI to do some fights for me in tactics so I can grind some job levels. I didn't catch that. Yeah, those enemies have pretty cool art. I think they were from the sci-fi part of the pack just like generic stuff that the game comes with for you to like use. Because it comes with like a regular fantasy set, and then there's also a sci-fi set, which is why Landon has these like high-tech areas. And it's basically just to make use of the sci-fi assets. And I mean, I can't lie, I'm going to be doing something similar in my game when I get back to it. Like, there's going to be some areas that have like more high-tech environments because that's what the RTP has. It's like a mix, so it's pretty cool use of both of them. I like how Landon has it in a way where it's like they're in weird off areas that are not normal. It's a very it's got a very Final Fantasy 1 type of vibe to it, where it's like, yeah, there's sci-fi elements, but they're out of the way, and they're out of the way on purpose. Lexine's almost there. I gotta save on a separate file so that way there when Landon checks out my thing. One thing I really appreciate about the Final Fantasy Tactics patch that I have is that there's also a slowdown patch applied. So like the base game on PSP for whatever reason had like really bad slowdown for a lot of like skills animations and stuff, and the patch actually just fixes it. So like it just goes faster. Plus the original on the PS1 had like these like cool little quotes for a lot of skills that the characters could use, and for some reason they took them all out in the PSP version, but this patch adds them back in, so it gives them more personality. What's the longest time you've spent leveling up in any RPG? Good question. If we're talking like a standard turn-based RPG with just like kind of these characters, with like this kind of combat system, you know, see, it depends on what we're doing with the grinding. If it's just to grind, probably Final Fantasy VII, because outside of the 3x speed up on the Switch version, there's no real easy way to just gain a ton of experience. And I'm trying to get everybody to level 99 so I can fight like the super hard version of Save for Sephiroth. But I only have Cloud there, and the rest of the characters are still like in the low 90s or even 80s. Bravely Default also was a game that I spent a lot of time grinding in. I got all of my characters to level 99 and all of their job classes maxed out. But to be fair, Bravely Default has a lot of speed up functions. So it's kind of unfair to compare. I mean, I guess it's not so different from a modern release of Final Fantasy VII with the speed up, but I definitely did a lot of grinding in Bravely Default. I've also done lots of grinding in Pokemon games, but that's like Pokemon, so I don't really count it. Like, yeah, duh, it's Pokemon. I level up lots of Pokemon, and I just train lots of Pokemon. Like, that's the entire fucking point of the game. So, like, I don't know if that really counts. I wouldn't count it. I definitely spent, even though, like, the level cap is a lot lower, I spent a lot of time grinding in Legend of Dragoon for PS1. Like, the level cap is only 60, and, like, once you get past, like, the low 40s, it takes forever to level up. But, like, I still felt a need to do it for the final boss fight. What are some other games that I've spent a lot of time grinding in? I guess if we widen the scope to, like, more than just turn-based games, I definitely spent quite a bit of time grinding in Kingdom Hearts 2. The first time I, like, got through everything, because you need to grind for the drive form level ups, and you need to grind for actual raw levels, because you basically, if you want to do all the optional super bosses, you need to be level 99 and you need to have like everything maxed out. So I would say that's a game that I spent a lot of time grinding in. There's other games I used to grind a lot in. It's not technically an RPG, but because of the heavy RPG elements, it being like an RPG first-person shooter, I would say Borderlands 2 is definitely a game where lots of grinding occurred. I mean, there's so much to do that it's not necessarily grinding, but like, I was grinding for, like, special drops, and I remember I was grinding to get, my main character up a little bit on levels, even though we never finished the stuff we were doing. Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 is nothing but grinding. Fighting game RPG, 3D arena fighter RPG sort of thing. It's literally all the game is just grinding characters. So like, that's a game I do a lot of grinding in, because it's just fun to like make characters and then just grind. just level them up and get stats and stuff. I'm eventually going to get back to Xenoverse 2, but honestly, I don't know when that will be, because, like, man, they announced, like, a bunch more DLC, and it's like, do I really want to get some DLC, finally get back to making my character, like, get all my mods situated, and then they're like, oh, by the way, new update coming soon. I mean, I guess that's an okay question. I don't know if you're talking about actual, like, hard mode as in proud mode or critical, because there's two different variants. Because there's the proud mode, which was also known as expert mode, I think, in the first game. But in 2 onward, that was proud. That's the hard mode. But there's also a critical mode on top of that, where like you have halved max HP, but you get some like bonus abilities at the start of the game, so it kind of balances out. It's like you're a glass cannon. You have more options, but you also die a lot faster. I would say, if you're talking about proud mode, yes, I did that for Kingdom Hearts 2 multiple times before, because it's fun. And Kingdom Hearts 3 is piss easy, so like I did it on proud mode, and it didn't even feel like I was playing on proud, it felt like I was playing on normal. If you're talking about critical, no, I have not. I have a friend who has played on critical. I know a lot of people who like to play on critical. That is not for me. So... oh no. I just like looked at my PSP screen and I'm hoping that okay, we're good. I was a little scared that like one of my characters, so how Final Fantasy Tactics works is it has like permadeath, but it's not permadeath like in Fire Emblem. You have a state in between being up and being like killed, where you're knocked out. You have time to like revive the character, because obviously Phoenix Downs are like a staple of Final Fantasy, so they needed a way to like have that. And I thought that one of my characters had actually like died. It wasn't just knocked out, but it was actually just one of the other enemy units, so we're good. We'll give Tori one of these. Alright, let's make our way out of here. I shouldn't have even bothered using the elixir. I'm stupid. And we'll go back to the Dark Generic Castle, but I'm going to use the boat to get there. Just because I don't want to cause another issue. You know what? We haven't actually had the chance to use Averna. So I'll use Averna for a bit. Yeah, I think critical is like a I think critical has to be unlocked, if I'm not mistaken. And it's not in the first game. It started in the second game. And I don't know if it's available for every game since. I think it might just be for a few games. I know it's in Birth by Sleep. I know it's in Kingdom Hearts 3, but they added it after the fact. Like, it wasn't available at launch. I don't know if it's in Dream Drop Distance. Oh. Okay, Lexine's already 2/3 of the way there to level 95. Hold on. I'm gonna change the stream title. Check my character's stats, how everybody's doing. Ooh. I just looked up and noticed that 3 of my characters are paralyzed. That's no good. Well, at least they're taken care of. Not sure how much grinding we'll be able to do, but this is going to be a shorter stream, so I'll probably only be doing this for like another half hour, since Landon said he's not going to be able to fix the issue with the event that I wanted to do. There may yet still be one more stream. Keep going till I pass out. No, I have work tomorrow. I think once Lexine reaches level 95, I'll probably do a quick break just to get some snacks and get something to drink. But I'm still going to be here, and I'm actually going to, like, while we're taking a break from the actual game, I'm going to read off some of the changes with this Final Fantasy Tactics patch, because I'm interested in finding out what's going on with that. Oh, god damn it. The entire party is paralyzed. Not that I'm worried about any of this. Like, we're fine, but... This is gonna be great. Oh yeah, I should probably mention, I don't know if you're cool with this one, Al, but I intend on making you a samurai in Final Fantasy Tactics. The samurai class is pretty cool. You got like the same like durability as a knight, but you get these like cool sword techniques where as long as you have like a copy of certain samurai swords, you get like these like crazy area of effect moves, and there's like a chance that when you use them the sword will break, but it usually takes a while for it to break. And honestly, I wouldn't even be surprised if it turns out that like they patched the breaking part out of this version. Right now you're a monk because I need you to gain levels and some offensive jobs to make your way there, because it's near the end game that you unlock stuff like samurai, ninja, summoner, orator, dark knight, dancer, bard, or like all of like the really big end game classes. Oh, and mime. I don't like mimes though. I never use mimes in RPGs. Like, I know that they're like a thing that Final Fantasy likes to do, and I never make use of them. Alright. One more fight will probably do it. Nice, we got our samurai. I'm gonna be a Dark Knight, because I love Dark Knight. It's in like either Dark Knight or like a Spell Knight in like most games. Like, I'm a sucker for that. The Dark Knight class is really good in Final Fantasy Tactics. Only problem is, it takes forever to unlock. It takes so long to unlock Dark Knight. You have to like max out like 4 different jobs. So, that'll be fun. Ah, she's so close to level 95. There we go. Lexine's level 95 now. Oh, and so is Alice. Alright, let's take a quick break. We'll be right back. Okay, So let's read through some of these changes that Final Fantasy Tactics patch put in. So, okay. Oop, god damn it. Slowdown is fixed. You can control guest characters. Interesting. Quicker casting speeds instead of because you have like a charge system. JP job point boost is always in effect. Treasure hunter is always in effect and always finds the better item. Okay. No missable items or spells. That's cool. Multiplayer items are obtainable in campaign. Cool. Rare but not unique items can be purchased at the end of the game. Oh yeah, that's right. They have like some like weapons that you can like get multiples of, but like you can't normally buy them. Broken and stolen equipment can be repurchased at the poacher's den. Interesting. Optional features, that's stuff that I didn't implement. Rebalances. US PS1 version balance updates restored. I don't know what that means, but there's more depth on the note in the notepad file further down. Gender equality. Female and male characters can now have the same base stats. Oh yeah, that's right. They had like the female units were like had like a lean towards magic, and the male units had like a lean towards like physical stats. Standardized level up stat growths and initial randomization removed. More consistent critical hits and chance increased while invisible or near fatal. Knockback can only happen on the last hit of a combo. Critical hits no longer cause whiffs. Okay. More consistent reviving and JP costs reduced. Oh yeah, that's right. For some reason, the revival spell in Final Fantasy Tactics can fail, and a lot of the time, like the chance to revive was only like 50 to 70%. Slightly reduced zodiac effects and new zodiac protection accessory. Interesting. More consistent weather effects. Perma-dead units on the player team always crystallize and refund all equipment. Okay. More powerful endgame magic damage and new MP regeneration accessory. Optional features start at 0 MP. Oh yeah, that's like a Final Fantasy Tactics Advanced system. I didn't implement that. Less powerful special character skills damage. Oh, that's right. This patch nerfs some of the special characters because they had like a couple characters that were like super broken in this game. Oh yeah, there's a lot of good stuff. Endgame weapon attack power values reduced across the board. Okay, so it nerfs quite a bit of stuff too. Slightly easier and faster intro battles. Your next world map objective will always show as a red dot. More varied monster innate abilities. Monsters can now be weak to weapon types. Interesting. More relevant early and mid-game treasure hunter items. Random battles drop common items. Slightly easier gallows battle. Reduce difficulty spike. Human bosses are immune to fewer status effects. Oh, that's cool. So you can like apply status effects to a lot more of the bosses. Monster bosses now have more HP and defense, take less damage from gravity, no longer have swiftness. Easier end of chapter 3 battles. Oh yeah, like the last battles of chapter 3 were stupidly hard. That's good. Rare battle friendlies can join your team. Agrius' birthday is easier to activate. Mustadio is no longer required to activate side quests. Chapter 4 side quests are easier to find. Dark Dragon battle is less of a boring slog. I don't know what that means. The Fort Baselet decision is less of a blind guess. Harder end of chapter 4 battles. Oh, that's cool. They boosted the end game because the end game of Final Fantasy Tactics is the end game of Tactics is like actually really easy. Like once you get to late chapter 4, the game's difficulty just tapers off a cliff because you're expected to have these super powerful units and the enemies don't scale to that. Sounds some of this sounds like stuff he wants me to patch in Lexine's quest. Oh goodness. How would that work? Because this is like in a strategy RPG. UI and metagame. Humans can be renamed in the Warriors Guild. Oh, cool. Recruit better generic units from that. Special characters can be sent on errands. Less confusing shop inventories. I don't know what that means. More meaningful choices to make in shops. Spellcasting quotes re-implemented. Consistent skill list ordering. Consistent status effect ordering. Unique names for modified squire classes. Consistent boost ability names. Updated disallowed support ability equips for every job. Don't know what that means. Okay. Equipment improvements, gender equality. All of male and female characters can equip the same equipment. Okay. Okay, that's a bunch of neat stuff, but I think we're just going to jump right back into Lexine's quest and do a little bit more grinding. We will... Oh, the weapon type damage shit. Yeah, so it was a thing that they had in Tactics, but it was only for like the humans, like the monsters, which you fight in a lot of random encounters. It doesn't apply to them. So... But yeah, let's do some more fights here. I'll switch back over to the hidden lab after for a little bit as well. I'm probably going to play for like another half hour or so. We'll probably go till like just a little shy of 8. Oh yeah, I forgot to turn the music on. I forgot to turn that back on. I still have not decided yet. It's gonna be a poll. I'm not going to just choose what to play next. I just have to decide what I intend to put in the poll. I also don't intend to get to a new game right away. I'm probably going to take a little bit of a break, especially because Spookfest is coming up and I have no plans for anything Spookfest related as far as streams go. So... Maybe if you finish Lexine's quest too. Alright, let's go ahead and go back to the hidden lab for a little bit of grinding that way. No, I'm thinking... I have a couple different games I'm considering. You'd have to start Lexine's Quest 2 to finish it. Well, there you go. There's your motivation. Go back to the hidden lab. I think you should stream you working on your game. Maybe. I did do that a few times back in the past. The problem is I need to know what I'm gonna actually do when I work on the game. Like, whenever I'm doing something, like, on a given session, I'd never know exactly what I want to do. And so I wouldn't want to spend a stream just sitting in front of a screen trying to figure out what to work on next. You'd love to watch that? Oh, goodness. That is one reason, though, why I wanted to take a break from Lexine's Quest, was to have time to, like, work on my own game. So, I mean, maybe if I feel like I know what I want to work on, I could think about possibly streaming it. Now, as for polls, for, like, a future stream game, I think a couple of options. I'm thinking, Averna's actually a little bit better than I was expecting. She doesn't have the strong top-end stuff like Tori has, but her overall damage output is pretty high. So I like her enough. She's good. I wanted to use her just to make sure, like, I had my rounds with everybody. I didn't want to, like, have her sitting out after I've used everybody else. I felt it was fair to actually use her, and the damage output and the combination of having magic and physical attacks that are pretty good. Yeah. But yeah, as far as polls, I'm thinking maybe Ape Escape 2 and Final Fantasy 1 Pixel Remaster, maybe? Or maybe Final Fantasy 1 Advance. I'm not sure which versions of the Final Fantasy games I want to do. Because, like, on the one hand, the pixel remasters are smoother experience and they would go by faster. And I like the presentation. But on the other hand, the Game Boy Advance versions of 1, 2, 4, 5, and 6 all have way more content. So, I don't know. But I probably want to do Final Fantasy 1. Or Ape Escape 2, or... I think there was one other game I was considering. I should stream DQ1. You just streamed it, though. Not too long ago. Okay, the same game I've been working on off and on for like the last 10 plus years. I am slacking so hard on this thing. Yeah, Verna has some really good damage output, despite not having all the spells that Tori has. Like, she's able to do a solid 1,000 damage or so with just basic elemental attacks. So it's not too bad. Alright. 17,000 more for Lexine. Sure. Okay. Plus 3,000. Oh yeah, I gotta start looking into games that I want to talk about on our next podcast, because we got an interesting podcast topic coming up next week. The next podcast topic is going to be on canceled games, vaporware, games that were supposed to come out and then never came out. It's going to be pretty interesting. expect quite a bit of discussion on Sonic X-treme. And we'll probably talk a little bit about Lexine's Quest 2 as well. I have quite a few options I could probably talk about, too. Like, there's actually an interesting array of games that, like, never came out that were at least in planning stages that I've thought, like, I thought were, like, really cool that never actually happened. And, like, some of these games, like, you'd get, like, some interpretation of them made by, like, ROM hacks and stuff like that, but, like, it's not the same as having the actual game. Those are about 3,000 per. I'm going to go ahead and go back to the Dark Generic Castle, and I'm going to see how much experience I'm getting there, because I did not actually look to see how much damage, or not damage, how much experience I was getting. Pokemon Z. I actually I forgot about Pokemon Z. I was thinking about Pokemon Pink, but Pokemon Z would be way more interesting. Like, there's literally evidence that Pokemon Z was supposed to be a thing. Like, it's not like some, like, you know, tinfoil hat theory, like, you know, basement rumors. Like, no, it was literally a game. They had placeholders for games in between Pokemon Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire and Pokemon Sun and Moon. And they never got to it because they didn't have time. They needed everybody to work on Pokemon Sun and Moon because they wanted that out by a certain date, and we never got Pokemon Z out of it. And it's also why a bunch of the stuff that was gonna be in Pokemon Z was scrapped and moved to Sun and Moon kind of haphazardly, namely with the Zygarde stuff. The Zygarde stuff in Sun and Moon was supposed to be in Z, and they were like, well, shit. They just threw it in Z, in Sun and Moon instead. It's hard to say exactly what else they would have done with Pokemon Z. Like, there's a lot of stuff that, like, you could interpret was probably supposed to happen. Like, I think there was, I mean, I'm kind of just, like, giving away the game here and, like, talking about, like, stuff that I would probably regurgitate on the podcast, but, like, whatever. But no, like, there was quite a bit of, like, stuff that could be inferred would have been in Z. Like, not just the Zygarde backstory, but, like, the Kalos power plant. There's more to the Kalos power plant than what's in X and Y, but they never elaborated on it. It was, I guess, a thing that they were going to look back into with Z, and they didn't do it. And there's some other things, too. I mean, the fact that there was no, like, traditional gym leader rematches, like, yeah, you can, like, call them to the Battle Chateau, but they don't have full parties. And usually there's always some type of rematches with gym leaders where they have, like, a more full party. And X and Y, the Kalos gym leaders, are literally the only gym leaders that don't do this, because I think they were planning on doing something like that for Z, and they didn't get to it. It's a shame, too, because, like, Pokemon X and Y, like, going back and playing them, they, like, really don't have a lot of post-game stuff, besides, like, the Kalos, like, investigation stuff with Looker, which is kind of underwhelming and pretty forgettable, to be honest. Because you just like deal with like some members of Team Flare that like show up one time and they don't elaborate on them enough. But they, on top of it only really just having that and then like the battle mice on, like that was basically it. Meanwhile, Black and White had literally like an entire chunk of the region to explore, plus a bunch of extra stuff that was stemming off of those. You had Elite Four rematches with higher level teams. In Diamond and Pearl, you had that whole battle zone up in the top right corner of the map. Even Ruby and Sapphire, like you had like, I mean, there wasn't a whole lot, I guess. I guess you had Spear Pillar or Sky Pillar, and you had the Battle Tower. But at least with that, you still had the there was still a lot of optional stuff that you didn't have to touch over the course of the game, so like you could go back to all that optional stuff. The only optional area that like you really don't get to explore in X and Y was the Terminus Cave. That's really it. So like the prior 3 generations and then even Sun and Moon's post-game all have more to do than X and Y. It's really sad. Hard to believe that X and Y are 10 years old, you mean? Ruby Sapphire are 20 years old. I feel old. I've been a fan of this franchise for 25 years. Oh. Yeah, okay, I got you. It's like those memes where it's like some people have taken like games that are like not that old, but then like stretched, like I think they did this for like a Pokemon series meme, and it was like X and Y is, at least this was like 5 years ago, and it was like X and Y is like 8 years old. Diamond and Pearl is like 20 years old. Ruby Sapphire is 32 years old. Red and Blue are 50 years old. And I was like, what the hell? It's funny though to think that like, if we go back 50 years, there were video games. Pokemon wasn't in them, but there were video games at the time. Could you imagine Pokemon on the Atari? I don't even think that would work. I don't think Atari games could handle that much data. Alright, the experience yields at the Darkshire Castle are kind of comparable to the Hidden Lab, to be honest, so I guess it doesn't really matter which place we'd grind at. Only like 9 different sprites. Have you seen any of those like Chinese bootleg knockoffs where they like downgrade like Pokemon Ruby or like Pokemon Yellow to be on like an NES or a Super Nintendo cartridge, and like half the game is missing and the Pokemon stats aren't even finely tweaked like they are in the actual series? Because like, don't get me wrong, on the surface, it doesn't seem like they put a lot of effort in the Pokemon games, and it can be argued that they don't. But like, as far as like the stat system is concerned, like they put a lot into the stat system of the games. So like, to see it all thrown out for like a very basic system that you see in the Chinese bootlegs can be kind of funny. I think it's impressive, though, they managed to get the games to even work at all with those bootlegs on, like, an inferior system. I mean, I guess not in the case of the Super Nintendo. Like, the Super Nintendo, there should be a way to do that, but, I mean, if you're adapting a Game Boy Advance game to the Super Nintendo, I mean, the Super Nintendo is, like, technically superior sound-wise, and I think graphically, but as far as the amount of space you could put, I think I remember that the Game Boy Advance was like technically a little stronger, if I remember correctly. So, I guess it's still downgrading the game. I'll probably end up just sending whatever file, save file that I end off this stream on to Landon after. I sent him a save file for what I had so far, but if he's not able to get to it, there's no point in giving him an outdated save, so I'll probably resend what I have. I know in my own game, I'm in the middle of making a dungeon just after the party gets another new member, and because of that, it'll be the first time in the game where you have more characters than you have party slots, like active party slots, so it's going to be interesting. And I have the intention of like having another character come in not too long after, and there's going to be a part where the party gets broken up, so it's going to be interesting. Yeah, most, if you don't play on PC, you don't really have that luxury anymore. But if you're playing on, like, PC, there's, like, I mean, you technically still have access to that sort of thing through, like, mods. Also, if you're playing, like, on modded hardware, like, I'm playing on, like, a hacked PSP, so, like, you can kind of do that. It's just not, like, they don't, like, build in, like, button combinations that do stuff, and they don't really have like cheap devices like Action Replay anymore, although I heard that Game Shark was supposed to be like making a new thing compatible with the Switch, so that'd be pretty interesting, supposedly. Averna has a lot of MP. Holy shit. Why does she have so much MP? She has more MP than... She has almost as much HP as Tori. Alright, I think what we'll do is we will see if we can do a few more battles. and we'll probably go back to Bytor City so that we can prep up for Landon maybe fixing the game one last time. And if he does that, then I will probably have one more stream on Tuesday. I was not expecting it, but we still haven't finished everything I was agreeing to do, so I guess we have one more stream planned. Yeah, Verna does a lot of damage on her own. Guys, stop doing the weak moves. Like, just do the big damage stuff. Oh my god. There we go, Arista. Get some damage in there. Alright. I think we're just gonna call it a stream here. Let's make our way back to Bytor City so we can prep up for, I suppose, one final stream. Hopefully. We'll see. At this point, I think I'm just on Landon's wild ride until he decides to let me off. Go use the inn. Alright. We'll save here. So, I guess tune in next week, and we will see what we can do with this game. We're getting pretty close to level 99 on most of the characters. We're also... I don't remember how many trials Landon said that there were, but... I'll probably do a 6 p.m. stream, and I'll probably take it a little later. Not too late, because I do work on Wednesdays, so, but I'll probably do like a 6 to 9 p.m. Eastern kind of thing. But tonight, I want to head off early. I want to kick back and relax with some Final Fantasy Tactics with this cool patch that I've got. I want to just kind of lay in bed comfortably and get turned in for the night as well. So you guys all have a good night. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you everybody for tuning in. There was quite a few people in chat. I hope you guys all have a good night. We'll see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.